Hello, welcome to Moment of Truth. My name is Nadia Sean, and of course, we are talking from our individual homes, and we are talking about marriage. And we have our wonderful guest here today. So I'll let my co-host introduce herself, and then we'll go from there. Dr. Tracy.
Hello, thank you, audience, for tuning in tonight. I'm Percy Kunson, and we are continuing with our topic on marriage for the rest of this month.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prissy. And we have the honor of introducing our guest who happen to be the newly married couple who is 1 year married. So happy anniversary. She's still in the honeymoon phase. So Priscilla, will you please introduce yourself to our audience as we go straight and dive into our questions.
Okay. Hello everybody. My name is Priscilla Boedu. I always have to remember to say Boedu because it's still kind of fresh. I am newly married as of last August, so I'm still in the honeymoon phase, as our host says. So still learning, still learning marriage and still, trying to enjoy it as much as I can.
Yay!
And thank
Very
you
excited
so
for
much.
you.
Yes. So for the last for 3 months we have devoted our segment on marriage, and today we're just going to be talking about enjoying your marriage, because marriage is an institution ordained by God, and when you go into that marriage, you really praying that God is the center of it. So we are so grateful to have our sister here who is in the middle of everything. I know that God was in the center of this marriage. So we are honored to have you as a guest. So let us dive into our question. Our first one is, how is marriage treating you? How is marriage life? How is marriage treating you?
Well, I would say if you remember what I looked like about a year ago from this time and what I look like now, then I've gained some weight. So marriage is treating me very well. I'm actually enjoying it to the point that I dread going to work most times. But yes, I would say marriage is treating me very well. I'm enjoying every part of it. I'm enjoying learning who this person is, even though we were friends before, but like living with somebody is different from, seeing them. And like, even if you've known a person for years and years, living with them changes everything, because you get to see a lot of different things that you probably would have never seen before. So that's an adventure in its own, on its own. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
we really thank God. And I like the fact that you say you've known each other for a while. I think that is a good thing. Whenever you are going to get married, I always tell people you want to marry your best friend. So if you know that person that you are marrying, that gives you some type of comfort. It doesn't necessarily mean that the road is easy. It just means just a degree of comfort, because at least you have an idea of who you are marrying, and you are marrying your best friend. So thank you so much, Priscilla. Dr. Prissy.
I'm just curious to know all the things that she's enjoying. So, Priscilla, what are the things that are keeping you excited about being married?
For one, like our host Alberta said, it's I want to say it's mostly about being married to my best friend. So having my best friend, I can bother him day and night. He can bother me. I'll roll my eyes. I'll push him away. We'll play fight, just that aspect of it, just having that person, my person. And this is somebody that I get to be with until we both die. That's something that keeps me excited, because like I said before, you learn new things about each other every day. So there's certain times where I learn things that I didn't know before, or I see things that I didn't realize before. So that's keeping me excited. And like all the plans that we have for the future, all the things that we are doing now and things that we're planning to do also keep me excited as well.
That is wonderful. I love that. I love the planning phase. please keep the planning and the communication open. I think most people, we tend to live in a bubble and think things will happen automatically. He can read your mind, and then we get upset when it doesn't feel like your birthday, at this anniversary, this, he forgot all those things, and he's not taking you out, and you are like, you started checking the boxes and say, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't? Because you didn't plan it.
Right.
So it is good to plan, and I'm really excited that you guys are planning your future. And so I'm just like, wow, that is awesome. That
And
is
it's
awesome.
exciting that she says she's, like you've known this person for a while before getting married to them, and you're finding out all these new things about them that you never even really knew, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it really is an adventure. And it's like every day you learn something new, and then you determine, and they're also learning something new about you, right? And you get to share that experience, and I think it's really, really exciting. So I'll say enjoy it. I mean, you are just glowing. Okay.
Yes. Yes, she is. It is good to talk to you. I'm super excited. I'm like, wow, my baby's all grown. I feel that way. but I think the fun part about being married is learning to to know each other in a way that it makes it fun. So tell me, what are some of the fun stuff that you guys do together? Because people think marriage is serious. Now you have responsibility, so you should be boring. We are not boring people. We shouldn't be boring people.
I mean, marriage does come with responsibility, but that does not mean that you have to be boring. As you have said, it does not mean that you don't get to do anything. For me personally, every time people have asked me how is marriage and stuff like that, I literally feel like 1 year literally just flew by. And I didn't even realize 1 year was passing until almost a year. Like, I think it was almost at the 1 year point of when I had my bridal shower last year. People were sending me pictures, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's almost been a year. Like, what? Like, where did the time go? And that's all because we try to do a lot of things together. Like, we tried to like plan activities. So like sometimes what we do is the first of each month is like a family meeting, and he's like big on these family meetings. If I'm working on the first, then like the very next day I'm off, then we're having a family meeting. And usually the family meeting is to like try to plan out our month. So okay, what days are you work? Because we're on different shifts. He's a day shifter and I'm a night shifter. So we have to try to find the balance, on the schedules. So, okay, what days are you working this month? What days are you free? What days can we plan for like a date night, movie night, game night? When can we plan for like quiet time? Like, different things like that. So every beginning of the month, we have that planned out. Sometimes it doesn't exactly go according to plan because a lot of things can come and like get in the way. But we try to plan those things out for the month, and then we, pick whenever a day is coming up, we'll do whatever activity we've planned to do. Like there are times where we will just like go ride a bike or something. We go ride bikes. We bought bikes recently and put them together. We even recorded the video of us putting the bike together, put the bikes together, and then like we'll go for bike rides around the neighborhood. There was actually one time we went for a bike ride with my brother. He's an avid rider. He took us on this long trail, and I regretted it like midway because I thought bike riding was supposed to be fun. So we get to a point I was just like, this is more work than fun. But at the end of the day, it just was such a fun thing to do, and then like there was a time where I went roller skating. He didn't skate because he doesn't like to fall, but but like I bought roller skates. So like I went roller skating with my siblings at one time. We'll go for like long walks, we'll do movies, we'll do games. Sometimes we'll just like have either my siblings or his siblings or both siblings come over so we can hang out, or like we'll go to the in-laws house together. So like a lot of times my mom could be on the phone and she'll be like, oh, Sistani Nukunaba, like Priscilla and her husband are here. And she'll always be like, you won't see one without the other, because we always go together. And like, or we'll go to his parents' house together. A lot of like, so it's a lot of things like that we try to do. Or sometimes we'll just like be at home and be in each other's presence, and we won't be doing anything, but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. I love that. I love and continue to do that. I think what really makes a difference is having the time together, bonding time together. We tend to. I remember when I got married, my siblings really got. They're like, oh, now you are married, so you don't have time for us. It's not that you don't have time for us. You are building your relationship with your spouse. So you have to make sure that that is inclusive and not have so many activities where you're always away from him and he doesn't get to see you. So I'm really glad that you guys are spending quality time together. You guys are moving together as a unit. Because they say the two shall be one. So that is also
like, as you were saying before about like the bonding time or like spending too much time away. There are times when like I have a few stretches of work. So because I work nights, I'll be, let's say 3 nights in a row. And to him, he doesn't see me, even though I'll come home in the morning and I'll be sleeping. Because I'm sleeping, he doesn't see me. So like my first day off, let's say as soon as I wake up, because a lot of times when I come home in the morning, I'll sleep for a long period in the day, and then maybe till like late afternoon. So like as soon as I wake up, like he's like hugging me and like following me around, and I'm like, what are you doing? Leave me alone. He's like, I haven't seen you all week. And I'm just like, I've been in this place waking up and getting ready for work. What are you talking about? But he doesn't, like, because he hasn't like spent that time with me during that period of time, he feels like he hasn't seen me. He feels like I have not been here. So yeah, the bonding is really necessary. Yeah,
it is necessary, and you have to appreciate that. You really have to appreciate that. I think sometimes we become very complacent, so please never get complacent. Appreciate the fact that he likes to he wants to bond with you, and really soak it in. So that is important.
I'll try to soak it in now, because a lot of times I'm just like, oh, come on.
please soak it in. Because there'll be times where other factors will come in place, and you miss those days where it's just the two of you guys and you just really get to spend quality time together. So that's good. Hello, we have our other...
Hi. Matilda just joined us. Hi, Matilda.
Yes, our other co-host, as we are talking about enjoying marriage. So we are really excited to really talk about this topic, and I think it makes a huge difference. COVID has really taught us one thing, and I have to be honest with you. If you don't have that bonding time with your spouse, the COVID challenged the daylight out of you. Because you see each other and you're like, oh. But if you are enjoying that quality time, you see each other, the smile on your face, and he's really excited, and you are excited to see each other, because you don't have the social calendar that we used to have, that we are running around like chicken with our hair cut off. Right. So I'm really appreciative of that. So Matilda, are you ready? What do you want to contribute to this wonderful discussion about enjoying marriage?
So Matilda, just to give you a little bit of tea before you join, our Priscilla here has been married for 1 year. Okay, so she's still in the honeymoon
phase.
Yes, and so we're just drilling her a little bit about all the things that she's enjoying in this marriage, and you can see how she's glowing, right? So
she's having fun.
She is. And I mean, it comes out, and it's very exciting. But I think that anybody who sees you now will want to get married, like right now.
I say it all the time. Anytime somebody asks me how's marriage, I'm just like 10 out of 10 recommended. You should do it.
Wow, she's the advertisement for marriage. Marriage counselors, please come and get her. and I believe we can all be advertisement for marriage,
right?
But like anything else, the reality is it takes work, so if you don't put in the work, you don't really get to enjoy it. So Really, I'm really very happy and just excited to have you as a guest. One of the questions we want to talk about is how do you prefer planning activities? I know you guys talk about a month long, at least a month you guys plan, but are you spontaneous or is it like everything have to be structured? So if it's not planned and it happened, you are all upset over it or something like that, or is all upset over it?
Actually, we do both. So like we have the month plan of what's going to happen during the month, but then for like the things that we decide to do, like if we're going on a date, maybe the most we'll plan is like where we're going. Sometimes we won't even plan where we're going because like, he'll ask me, oh, where do you want to go? What do you want to eat? And I'm just like, I don't know. And then like we'll go through a list of different places and stuff to figure out where to go. Sometimes we'll end up like driving all over because first I wanted this, but now I don't want that anymore. I want something else. So we do both. Like there was one time where I think I realized on my schedule that I had like quite a bit of time off. It was like a weekend and some change off. So I was just like, hey, I have some like good amount of time off. Do you want to go somewhere? So we just like drove to Pennsylvania, got a hotel, and we stayed there for the weekend. Then we went to brunch in the morning, like, and we were just there. We didn't really have anything to do there. We just went there because I had time off and we could do that. There are times when we're just home and we're like, oh, let's have a movie night, and we'll just, have a movie night, or let's binge watch a show or something. So we'll just do that. Or like, let's go for a walk. Like it's not all planned into detail. Like there are some days that are designated to do certain things. Well, not certain things, but like some in the beginning of the month, we'll have designated days for things because those are the days that I am off. So on those days, maybe let's say today was designated for like game night or something like that. But then we just decided, let's go out for dinner instead. Then we'll just go out for dinner instead. Or if we decided, hey, we were gonna go out to dinner, but then we're like, oh, it's okay, we can order something home and just watch a movie here, then we'll do that. Or hey, let's cook something today, like what do you want to cook? And then like so stuff like that. It's not exactly like planned to the T. It's just there are days for things, but then there are also things that are planned to a T. Like if it was like a planned vacation, like when we went on our anniversary trip, we had to plan that because we were going outside the country. So we planned the trip itself, but then when we got there, everything else was like, go with the flow, whatever happens. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. This is Moment of Truth, and I think it's important. We don't do planned vacation. We only go on vacation when there's emergency. It's like, oh, our vacation time is there's a death in the family, there's this in the family, and that is when we go. But we don't really plan vacation. So one of the sad things is I hear, oh, I have use or lose leave days. I'm like, what happened? Oh, I didn't take a vacation. Please take vacation.
Yes, please take vacation.
Even if your vacation, you take it and stay at home, still take a vacation. So Thank you for planning a vacation and celebrating your 1-year anniversary. So Where did we go though? I want to know.
We went to, I was pronouncing it Saint Croix because I thought it was French, but apparently it's just Saint Croix. It's in the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is awesome. At least you went somewhere.
Yes, at least I wanted to go to Aruba, but that didn't happen because COVID and passports and all that stuff. So next time, but yes.
I'm glad. St. Croix. That's awesome. Wonderful. I have girlfriends that live over there. So
wow.
That is wonderful. Mm-hmm. Cool. So let's talk about the things that we really wanted to plan. How do you budget your finances? Because, marriage comes with responsibility and budgeting finances and like you talk about, even when it's time to go on a trip, if you don't have a budget for your finances, going on that trip becomes a very difficult challenge.
Oh, yes.
So how do we budget how do we do budgeting finances stuff?
So we have a joint account, and then we also have like allowance accounts. So the joint account is where both of our checks go in. So once we get paid, our checks will go into the joint account, and then from there are different things. So like each month there are certain bills to be paid, and then and then there's also like certain amounts that go into certain accounts for different things. So each month, whatever bills are gonna, so whenever the checks come in, we'll, for the most part, he'll be like, okay, so this is coming out this month on this day, this is coming out this month on this day, this is coming out this month on this day, and this much is gonna go into our what is it called? We have like a, what, I can't remember the word for it, but we have like a, we have a short-term savings, and then we also have like a long-term savings, and and then we have an investment fund, and then we also have like a vacation, like travel type fund. So each month it's like the bills are gonna, this is how much the bills is gonna be, and then, well, first tithe. This is how much tithe is going to be. This is how much the bills are going to be. And then this much can go into investment fund. This much can go into long-term. This much can go into, you know, short-term. This much can go into like travel or vacation. This much is left. Are we going to go grocery shopping before a next check comes in or something? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? And then if nothing else and there's still money left over, then it's like, okay, well, we can get this much each for allowance. And then, you know, so we try to like budget all those things out. So then if there's any, if like there's extra, I guess, quote unquote extra, then we have that to also add to whatever we're going to use for like to go out for the month or to go on a date and stuff. I mean, there's been times where where there's this time where he'll look at the account and he's just like, we've gone out a lot this month. Maybe we should, you know, slow down a bit. So then like, oh, okay. And it, like, to me, it didn't feel like we went out a lot because I enjoy it. I don't think about it. So then like when he shows me, I'm just like, oh, okay. That was all this month, not last month. It wasn't spread out. Okay. Gotcha. So it's just, you know, having designated places and like certain amounts that go into certain areas helps us so that we're not like overspending and like not going broke because we want to do things or have fun. Like for our vacation, we were saving up for that. Like we were putting money towards it. I think monthly up until the vacation time, or up until like we started booking the tickets and stuff. So we had that there. So it was just like sitting there waiting for us to use it.
Wow. Dr. Priestley, I think you have to second that because you are good. What is your follow-on question? Because Dr. Priestley is the budget woman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I need to come to school from that.
You know, I love to talk about money.
Yes.
But, you know, I'm interested to know, Priscilla, did you talk about money, finances prior to marriage? Like how deep did you guys go? Because, you know, we've talked about this before and we realized a lot of us did not do a good job at, you know, talking about it. So I'm curious to know, since, you know, you seem like you're already doing a lot of right things.
So before we got married, we did talk about finances. We both talked about like our debt, like if you have any debt, like how much do you have from what and stuff. And then like, do you have any credit cards? How much is on there? Like different things like that. And then we also talked about how we would want to manage our finances. So we both agreed that we were going to have a joint account, and then we would have the allowance accounts. And then I guess as time went on, we're like, okay, well, we want to invest so that we're not just depending on paycheck to paycheck, but so that we will have money coming from out, like, you know, elsewhere that we're not busting our butts for, you know. So then that, you know, that came along as well. So we had that fun. And then like, I was just like, hey, but I want to go on vacations too. You know, I was like, I want to go on at least 2 vacations outside the country a year and 4 in the country, you know, each year. So it was like, okay, well, we have to budget for that too. So, yeah, it's like, before we got married, we did have like that conversation. I don't know how deep we got in, but we had like the money conversation, you know, how much do you owe? Okay, that means we owe this much together. And there's times where like after marriage, sometimes like he'll do this like budget thing, and then he'll be like, okay, we have this much in assets because we have this much in debt for like school loans and this and that and that. And I just look at him, I'm just like, okay. But yeah, so we had a talk. Probably not as deep as some, but we had some sort of a conversation. Yes.
You did mention that you mentioned an allowance account. Is that for him to put money for you or you to put in, or just both of you just do? What is that allowance? Tell me a little bit about that allowance account.
So the allowance account.
I wonder why I didn't get one.
Dr. Prissy, did you start at it?
So the allowance account is for both of us. We each have an allowance account, and the allowance account is basically money that we would each get. So like after we know this is how much we're gonna have to pay in bills, this is how much is going here, this is how much is going here and there. So what's left over, it's like, okay, you can have 200 for this month, and I can have 200 for this month, and this is what we do whatever we want with. And then, I mean, there are times where he has to put money in my allowance account because I probably ran through it. I ran through it, and I'll look at my account and I'm just like, babe. And he's like, okay, I'll send you some money and then fix that. But yeah, so that's how that works for us.
I like that. Now that sounds like fun. Yeah, I like that.
I used to do that. That's why I was thanking Dr. Prissy. It's like for me particular, I don't like carrying cash. So my husband loved to carry cash. So when we did the allowance, it means that, when we pay all the bills, that was money that he could go to the bank and then get, and I could have a physical cash on me. And he loved that. And I'm like, oh, because the moment I have the money, I will spend it. If you give me money in my wallet, I will spend it. If I don't have any money, I'm pretty good, because I don't like swiping card. But if you give me cash, it will be gone.
No, she said she doesn't mind.
I do not mind.
So that's what is the allowance. I call it my free money, but I like free
better.
Money.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Matilda, awesome. We're talking about money, honey. So
show me the money.
Money is good.
What do you what's your take on that from what Miss Priscilla just, or Mrs. Priscilla just shared? Getting it right.
I would say it's very good. Very, very good for what she's saying, that making provision for everything, that they're putting things in place as newly coupled is very good, because one of the issues that's the greatest, even Bible say it, money. So if coupled, if you don't at least estimate or put your money in place, or let's say two of you coming together as a team and plan about your money, it can bring about big issues. So it seems they are in right direction to put their money in that position. And at least the allowance money is very good.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
She likes it.
Because me, with joint account and without the allowance account, I don't know how I'm going to cope with. So it's very good to have the allowance account. And at least your husband too is good to put some money there.
Yes, we like him. We like him already.
I like him too.
That's good. And at least it's good advice to every young couple, or not even young couple. I'm also learning something out of it from what you are saying. And it's good to learn at least those things, and it will help. When you get old, or when you're married for some time, you forget about vacation, movies, and other things, because the money, you'll be thinking about the money and the family and the money. So at least it's good to plan towards all those things, that when you get to some time, at least you will not depend on so much of it that I won't have life. It's good to have life. So at least it's eye-opening for all of us.
Yes.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, I like that you what you mentioned about how when you've been married for some time, you forget about dates and stuff like that. Because there's been times where, let's say we plan to go somewhere, we're going to the movies, or we're going out of state because we want to just go travel and stuff. And then I'll tell my mom, my mom will call me or something, we're on our way somewhere, or we're on our way back from somewhere. And then I'll be like, oh, we're going here, or we're coming back from here. And she's like, I wish I were you. Because because she doesn't do that. She doesn't, I guess, I don't know if she doesn't see it as needed, or I don't know, but she's just like, I wish I were you, because like, or I wish I waited for you guys, so like I was your age, or stuff like that. And then I had a coworker that recently we were actually having a conversation. We were talking about makeup, because she was like, she doesn't usually wear makeup and stuff, and I was like showing her, I was like, oh, I only wear makeup if I'm like going to church, or like going, like having a date night or something like that. She's like, date night? You guys still go on dates? I was just like, yeah. And then she was like, which marriage are you guys married? Like, you make me want to be married too, but she's already married. She's like, you're making it seem like marriage is different. And I was just like, I mean, like, I feel like that's something that you have to continuously do to keep enjoying your marriage, because a lot of times it seems like, I guess for the older generation, it's like they got married, at least let's say for my parents, like they got married, they had kids, and that was it.
That was it.
So it's like now it's like, when the kids are not around, it's like, what do we do? But like, I want to have the type of marriage where we're still friends, after that long period of time. So like, I want to be able to do things with you, so when the kids come and the kids leave, we can still do things together, like, like we were before. And it's not like, now what do we do, and just sit home. So yeah.
That is so deep.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's something that we are all learning from. So this is moment of truth. We have to plan how we want to spend the rest of our marriage life. If you don't have date nights, my newly married sister is telling you, please have date nights. If you don't have vacation together, please have vacation together. Because like I said, in our community, we save our vacation time to go to Ghana for funeral, for emergency. We don't really have vacation for the sake of vacation.
That's right.
So it makes everything in the family seems to be, a well-oiled machine, but we are not really enjoying life. And so we are talking about enjoying your marriage. In order for you to enjoy marriage, you have to place fun activities into it too. Responsibility, we know they are there. Believe me, the people in Ghana are always on a speed dial. They are calling you. They will forever be calling you at 2:00 in the morning. And right now they are 5 hours ahead of us. So remember, when it's 7:00 there, it's still 2:00 in the morning here. And they'll be calling you for all the emergency. But if you don't take care of yourself, how do you expect to take care of them? If you don't take care of your marriage, they are going to be out there. They are not going to really help you. So thank you so much, Priscilla. I really appreciate the ideas and everything that you're putting forward to help us to really enjoy our marriage. Dr. Prissy.
It's really great to have someone like Priscilla on the show, because all of us here have been married for, a number of years. And it's very refreshing because to Matilda's point, when you've been married for so long, sometimes you tend to forget some of these fun things. So Priscilla, you've talked a lot about, some of the fun activities that you guys do. You also mentioned that sometimes even just being in the presence of each other is just really wonderful. Now, I want you to help us, some of us who have been married for so long, and some of us who may have been forgotten, who may have forgotten how to have fun, right? Because the kids came and the work came and the balance is very tough. What are some of the suggestions that you have? Because you got some fresh ideas on quality time, doing fun activities. What are some of the things that you can share with some of us, old folks?
Yes, the older, the harder it is to learn new things.
I want to say, first of all, you have to see the person as your friend, because if you can't see them as your friend, then it's kind of hard to have fun with the person, right? And also be able to like be yourself around the person, because there are times where I'll act a fool and he will literally just look at me and and then sometimes he'll join me in acting a fool. Or sometimes I'm looking at him and I'm just like, wow, this person is a clown, So there's that type of thing. So then when we're at home and we're not doing anything, we get to enjoy that time, because we're just goofing off. We're making jokes, making fun of each other. Sometimes he'll tap me and like run or something, and then I'm like chasing him, or like I just randomly will just go and tickle him because I know he's ticklish, and then so like, there's that, and then there are times where there are times where like we'll just be here and we'll just decide to watch a movie. And the funniest thing for us about watching movies is, so whenever people ask us what's been the hardest thing about marriage so far, I tell them finding something to watch. So we can say, hey, let's watch Netflix, let's watch something on Netflix, or let's watch a movie, and we'll turn on the TV and we'll literally go maybe an hour or two trying to figure out what to watch, because he likes action. And I'm more of like a romantic comedy person, right? So he'll be like, you want to watch it? And I also love K-dramas, Korean dramas. So that's also another thing. So he'll say, oh, do you want to watch this? Do you want to watch this? And like, he'll just go through a list. And I'm just like, nope. And then I'll ask, oh, what about this? What about this? And it's like, nope. So back and forth like that. And then sometimes we'll watch like trailers of like different movies to see like if we'll be interested. And let's say it's an action movie, so he'll play it and I'll watch it, and I'm just like, okay, we can't watch that because it didn't make me laugh. I have to be able, even if it's action, I have to be able to laugh before I can watch it. So like we'll go through that back and forth, and then sometimes we just end up watching some cartoons or something because we couldn't figure out what to watch. But that also like plays to the fun, because we're literally laughing at the fact that we cannot figure out what to watch. And it's just like, why can we not figure out what to watch? Unless like there's a certain movie that came out, like recently we went to go watch, I think it was like Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. It's like one, I think it's a Marvel movie, one of those superhero movies. And like, because he likes superhero movies and I also like superhero movies, that was one thing that we both agreed, okay, let's go watch it. So there's a few like that, but then other times it's just like a back and forth thing, but it also plays to the fun because it's like we're enjoying the company that we're in. And then there are times where like, let's say if our siblings were to come over, it's like, oh, you guys come over, we order like seafood boil or something, and we'll just like sit around and eat together. Or there was one time, I remember I wanted s'mores so bad. I don't know why. I was craving for s'mores, and I was like, hey, let's get some s'mores. So like get materials to make s'mores. So we got the materials and everything, and he had never had s'mores before. And I was just like, I don't know what happened to your childhood, but he had never had s'mores before. So I made some s'mores and I gave him one to taste. And he was just like, this tastes like diabetes. I was like, oh. And I felt like, just like that, I was like, I feel offended. My siblings would never say that. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to invite my siblings over so they can enjoy this with me. So then I had them come over and we had like a s'mores party. And it was fun, even though he wasn't eating any, like we were enjoying each other's company, eating s'mores. So there's just like a lot of different things like that where we can just, be ourselves, hang out. There are times where like he'll because he loves reading books. So he'll be like, hey, read this book with me. And then I'm just like, what is it about? And it's like about like finances or something. And I'm just like, are you serious? But then, like he'll get me to read some. Sometimes there's one book that he wanted me to read that I still have not finished yet, but he'll get me to read some. Or like he loves watching documentaries. So he'll be like, hey, let's watch a documentary. And I'm just like, but then I watch it because, he's like, it's things that he's interested in. So I think also like doing things that like you're both interested in, even if like the other person isn't so interested in it, just like trying it out also helps a bit, like, to get to know the person more, because sometimes you'll see why they like certain things by like doing it with them. Like you see the joy that they get from doing certain things. I used to always say that this man was like so nonchalant, like I wouldn't see any emotions in him, until one day we went to a car show and I heard this man go, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? And I was like, wow, these are just cars.
What a reaction.
But like he had, like I saw a reaction from cars. So then I noticed, okay, he really likes cars, but then like for me, if like a new Korean drama comes, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to watch this. Oh my gosh. And he's just like, relax. It's just a show. So there's just things like that, like just picking different things to like, to be able to learn off each other, trying different things with each other. And then like even just like hanging out with siblings, or random occasions where like we'll go to events with friends and stuff like that, or just being here and like chilling on the couch. It's always fun.
Wow. Thank you so much. I think all those events and everything I talk about doesn't cost money.
No.
I think most times when we think about planning things with each other, we always think, oh, it's costing money. So we don't have money. So we don't want to do anything. But everything that you talk about, Priscilla, doesn't cost anything. It's just opportunity that you get to spend quality time with each other. And I am super excited about that. For me, I honestly don't like African movies, and my husband loves African movies. So I sit through it like once in a week during the marriage. Like once a week, I have to like sit through it. Now I don't even try at all. But yes, I'm sorry, I'm not an African movie woman, but so it is good to know what each other like. I love reading, so I'm always reading. And after today, I don't even encourage him to read a book that I read because that is asking for trouble.
Thank you for defining K-drama, because I would have never figured that out. Korean drama. and maybe I need to explore it because I've never actually gotten into, because I like drama, but I usually stick with English drama. Never really gotten into more of the global. So I'll check it out. But you also said sometimes the back and forth of even deciding what to watch, even in and of itself can be fun, right? And that is really poignant because sometimes those are the things that will often end up in an argument in those of us who have been married for a long time. So hearing that, even that could be fun. It's like it's a different perspective, right? It's like it's a different spin to it. And it's when you think about it, it's true. And it used to be fun back in the day, but now it's like, okay, you don't want to watch this. Okay, I'm out.
Done.
Done. And then now, so as soon as you're out of the game, then it's like maybe you go upstairs to be alone. He's downstairs, and then there's no bonding. Yep. Right. So I think that was really, really nice how you shared that even the back and forth, like we need to embrace that, because even that itself could be fun. And maybe today we agree on watching yours, and then maybe the next time we agree on watching the other ones. And I think that it's all really, really brings the fun together in the marriage. Really, really interesting stuff. I feel like I want to get married all over again.
I really like that. I really like that. And I think it's important as we talk about technology has made us become silos. You could be on your cell phone, you could be on your iPad, you could be upstairs, downstairs, and we think it's okay. For me, I'll be downstairs doing my homework. And when it's 9 o'clock, I'm like, you know what? I need to close shop so I could go upstairs with the husband. Because if you leave me, I'll be down here forever. But I think being mindful of the fact that even though you are in the same place, in the same room, spend quality time means that you really need to spend that time with each other. So thank you for letting us refresh our memories. Yes, we like that. Matilda, do you have anything to add?
Not really, but all that I would say, the communication, as she was saying, we should spend quality times with our partners. It's not about going out or something, but sometimes in the house. My husband is my number one gossip partner. Hey, do you hear that? Especially when we come to church. I'm sorry to say that after church, we would talk. And I think that one also help us.
Yes. Yes.
So, that is good.
It's good to, let's say, have good communication with your spouse or your partner. Sometimes when we are in the house, phone is out of. We don't use our phones when we are in the house. You see me using a phone, maybe I'm using it for important things. Aside that, I will not use my phone. Not even to talk of my husband. For him, he's not phone addict. So I've also learned it that whilst he
Mhm.
doesn't like it, when I'm around, while he doesn't use it, while I'm around, I also not use it while he's around. So we normally talk about each other, plan our things, talk about friends, gossip about friends, laugh here and there. I'm sorry to say, but we do.
Yeah, because who else are you gonna do it with, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's your
yeah,
true gossiper.
yeah,
We do a
exactly.
lot. So sometimes we talk, especially
Mm.
days that we are off. We'll end up maybe sleeping around 1 a.m. or so. We'll be just helping each other, like, so at least communication in marriage is good. And
Mhm.
sometimes in doing so, it helps the partner to bring out something that maybe he wanted to tell you that he or she forget it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
all
True.
that I would say that when we are in the house, at least we should deal away with our phones. If not
Mhm.
using it for important things, Facebook and WhatsApp and other things, we should just deal away with it.
Maybe
When you
that's
are
him
in
for
the house,
trouble.
your partner, that is cause trouble. And also,
Mhm.
one thing that I like is when you guys are in the house, especially eating together, is also good. At least we should make it a habit to eat together. Because when we are eating together, you could see that you're spending quality time.
That's right.
Food that will take about 20 minutes to finish, you end up taking about 2 hours. And talking,
It's true.
laughing, sharing, and other things. And that's quality time. So that's all that I can add.
Thank you so much,
Well, that's
Matilda.
a
I
true
like that.
example.
Yes. You know how it is. We
Yeah,
we
yeah.
inhale our food, and that's how we also gain weight because you eat and you just rush and like the 2 hours. I don't even think I think 5 minutes and I'm done with my food. So we really don't enjoy our food. So incorporating eating into your family and quality time, I think, is also important. Um, we are home. Please enjoy that time.
Yeah.
And when it comes to food, food is one of our African thing. We love food, so you want to make sure you really enjoy the food. I was also wanted to talk about Dr. Prissy. Do you have anything to add to it, please?
Yeah, I think that I like what Matilda added to it. That just even eating alone is quality time. Sometimes we don't see it as such, right? But I see that eating is one of the intentional things. To make eating quality time is very intentional. You actually have to plan for that and create that environment because it is one of the things. Or probably one of the activities in the home that gets everybody together at the same time. And so I think that, for a couple that eats together is a couple that is very close. And so thank you for pointing that out because we're talking about ways that we could, enjoy our marriages and bring the fun back. Well, some people have just started the fun, but we're trying to bring it back. So
Yes.
So I wanted to ask also, Priscilla, so now that you're married, so obviously before you got married, you had friends, you were going out with your courting, but now that you're married, how do you prioritize your partner, considering family, considering friends? How are you making that happen? How do you prioritize your partner in the marriage?
Okay, so like I said before, how we plan different things out in the month so we can like have that time for each other, like, or to do certain things. And then let's say if there's anything going on with friends, I'll ask him, hey, so and so wants to do this on this day, is it okay? Because a lot of, like, if it's like just me and the girls, then is it okay, because you're going to be here by yourself for some time until I get here. Or if it's like a bigger event, we have a lot of the same friends, so when it's like a bigger something, he's usually with me. But if it's just like me and the girls, it's only when it's like me and the girls that maybe I'd have to, like, be like, okay, it's just me. but sometimes I try to get away to like get him to come. But when it's just me and the girls, then I'll ask him, hey, is it okay? And then also like, even when I'm not at home, even when like I'm at work or wherever, we're usually like, I can literally leave home for work right now, give you a kiss, bye, I'm going to work, but then I'll get in the car and I'll call you. And I'll talk to you all the way till I get to work. And then I'll get report, and then I'll like, I get to work and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get started now, and then hang up and then text you all day until you fall asleep. And then do it again the next day and the next day and the next day and the next. So it's like we're always in some form of communication with each other. Sometimes like I can be at work and he'll be like, oh, I have a few questions for you. And then like he'll text them out to me, and then like I'll respond, or like, whatever. So I try to make sure that we try to make sure that we're always communicating in some form. And like he even has a thing on his phone. He said a thing on his phone where if his phone ever gets to like 10% or below, then it's automatically going to send me a text message that his phone is at 10% and this was the last location. Right. And he did the same thing for my phone. So it's like 10%, this is the location, just in case, because in this world you never know anymore. Wow. But we tried to just always keep that, like always communicating with each other, always talking throughout the day. I mean, there are times where he has to like do homework and stuff, so I'll just like leave him alone so he can do homework. And I guess when he's doing like homework and like work related stuff, that's when I'll have like my alone time, where I'll just like, be in the living room or wherever else by myself, just doing whatever else. But then once he's done with that, we'll try to like, I guess, get back and like do whatever, like either just talk or just sit there and look at each other or whatever the case may be. With family, a lot of the times we're going to see family together. So if like, let's say this Sunday we're going to his parents' house, then we're going to his parents' house. Unless I have work, then I can't go, but then he'll still go. Or if we're going to my parents' house, we're going together, like hanging out with them together. It's like always like that. So we try to do a lot of things together. And I think maybe that's something that we might have to, try to be a little bit more dependent on each other on certain things. But like a lot of the times we're doing things together, like even going grocery shopping, we always go grocery shopping together, right? There's a lot of things, like I feel like it's getting to a point where like now if we had to go somewhere, or like if I was to go somewhere, I'd just be like, but I don't want to go by myself, because I feel like even just even just like going grocery shopping is like a time to like hang out together, to pick out the groceries. Hey, what are we eating this week? Let's go pick out the groceries for that. Like, different things like that. I'm guessing I'm still in the honeymoon phase, so I'm just still like,
yes, you are, honey. Yes, you are. Don't apologize for it,
please. We are laughing because I have to be honest. An African man going to the grocery store with an African man is the grace of God.
Every time.
And there are times when it's actually me that doesn't even want to go, and he's like, we have to go grocery shopping, you have to go get food, and I'm just like, okay, fine.
She may take a pass out on that.
sometimes like I ask him to bribe me to go with him, like just, I think it was either yesterday or whatever day we went grocery shopping. He's like, babe, let's go grocery shopping, we have to go get. I was like, what are you gonna get me if I come? He's like, the food we're gonna eat. And I was like, no, you have to buy me something else, but like he actually enjoys going grocery shopping. That's because he likes to eat. So
wow. Priscilla, we are super excited talking to you. And you know what? Our time is really coming to an end.
That was so much fun.
It is awesome. I'm just really grateful for refreshing our mind.
Yes.
To just the simplest stuff like grocery shopping. So people who are watching, this is Moment of Truth. Even grocery shopping is bonding time. So please make it, if you haven't done grocery shopping with your spouse before, please put it on your to-do list so that way you guys can go grocery shopping together. Yeah, my husband and I, we do that, but it's not all the time, but we really do. We really do like to go, when he's going somewhere, he always call me and he said, let's go, and I'll follow him. But I normally don't call him to go with me. He will call me. So I hear you. I hear you. So Dr. Prissy, do you have some last minute words, and then we can ask Matilda also.
Yes. Thank you again, Priscilla. It's been wonderful having you on the show tonight. We've learned a lot, we can all teach each other something, right? And Moment of Truth, thank you to you listeners. You've been wonderful, always sticking with us at this time every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We are very excited. We got very excited talking about marriage and joy in marriage tonight. And we hope that some of the things that we have discussed today, we're actually going to put it into action, especially folks that have been married for a long time and have just forgotten, how to do certain things. We just forgot. Life got the best of us and we just forgot. So I hope that everything that Priscilla has shared with us tonight will bring some of that action and some of that fun back. We are all home now. It is the best time to really get closer with our spouses. So let's take a great opportunity and take the advantage of that and make our marriage really what we want it to be.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prissy. Matilda, do you have some last minute words?
Not really, but all that I would say, thanks, Priscilla. In fact, I've learned a lot tonight. And I've really enjoyed it. Marriage is sweet.
It is. It is. Thank you. So Priscilla, I'm sorry, Matilda, are you done?
Yeah. Thank you for rekindle so much marriages tonight. At least a lot of people are going to learn it. Not only women, the men out there. Please learn from Priscilla's husband, and I think your home will be the happiest one. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Please, Priscilla, we want you to give you opportunity to give a shout out. Please shout out to your dear husband. We just love him.
Yes. Shout out, babe, in the other room. I wouldn't be able to have this conversation if it wasn't for him, being my husband. I don't know if you're watching this, but I appreciate you a lot. Everything, even just coming here to help me set up this whole setup to get on here. He was out here on the side helping me, so thank you for that as well. And thank you to all the viewers for tuning in, and thank you, Moment of Truth, for allowing me to have this opportunity to also share my piece. I hope that after the end, whoever has watched this, whoever has tuned in, will find some ideas to help them enjoy their marriage. And then anybody who's watching that is not married, that is thinking about it, 10 out of 10 recommended, but with your best friend.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. So Dr. Prissy, you just want to say?
Yes. So thank you again. This is Spencer's week. So I want to remind everybody, this is the spirit of service. And so we have barrels at the church that is still waiting to be filled. So let the Lord touch your heart and bring whatever you got to help a needy. Helping one person is a person too many. So we're encouraging everybody to be a part of the Pences Week and put your hat of giving, put your hat of volunteering, put your hat of service on, and come down to the church and come support the needy. Thank you.
You are welcome. And also, if you are a vet, if you're in the military, today is Veteran Day. So happy Veteran Day to all the vets.
Happy Veterans Day.
Yes. Thank you for your service. So we want to say thank you to our national herd, Apostle Margot, our regional herd, Apostle Kudoff, Pastor Kudoff, Johnny Ansa, and also is our district pastor also, and our wonderful First Lady. Thank you also to our technical team for really presiding over safety. Thank you so much for behind the scenes making things happen. And we also want to thank our supporters and our viewers. for being part of this program. So as we said, we continue to be talking about marriage. So thank you to our guests and all our co-hosts. Until next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Mhm.